Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning up.
Okay. Any minutes and reports received in file?
Yes,
When
you
you're
have
done.
the collector's June 2024 fees.
Okay. Commissioner committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
Got a transportation meeting tomorrow morning. MAC board special meeting Thursday. Saturday, we're gonna have the Renegades and versus the Legends game. If you can make it out there, it's usually pretty entertaining. And Sunday is Wardsville St. Stanislaus Parish Picnic. I think that's all I've got.
I don't have anything on my calendar this week except, and I don't think I'll do it, but the tour, the JC tour today, Jace. I can't say it. The bicycle thing that starts about 2 in the morning,
Oh,
which I've done several times.
really?
Yeah, well, sure. Haven't you?
No, I'm sleeping soundly when that's,
You said motorcycle?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I won't be there.
okay. Well, today I have Sons of the American Revolution meeting tonight. Wednesday, the Chamber Transportation Committee is at 7:30. Then we have a United Way Golf Tournament meeting at 10:30. And then we're doing a program to the historic city of Jefferson on our 250th. Thursday morning's traffic and safety meeting. And I think there's supposed to be a Max Zoom meeting that you need to be on, and I need to be on Thursday afternoon. Friday is a leadership forum at the Chamber. And then I've got a 250th committee meeting at 9 o'clock here, so. But I'm not gonna be out riding a bicycle. Okay. Any commission comments? Bids and contracts. RFQ for Cole County Juvenile Center project.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a RFQ for the construction manager at risk for the proposed juvenile facility submitted by Architects Alliance, and I believe Jill has reviewed it. Do you have one?
I believe we voted a while back to go with the construction manager at risk, right?
Yes.
And this doesn't tie us into a certain size or dollar amount for the size of the building. This is just to get that going, and so if we do scale it back, or if we go with what kind of been proposed, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes, to all those comments or questions. Do we have that yet, or is this, did it come across on the email before, or?
Yes.
It did, okay.
I have another copy if you need one.
Okay, so this is just we're just pulling the trigger to start down this road, and we'll see how many respond to the RFQ.
Yes.
And then we decide who we want to negotiate with, and then the pricing and all that happens at that point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So our responsibility today is to say yes on this. I'll make a motion to approve and issue the RFQ for the construction manager at risk for the new facility, new Cole County Juvenile Center.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll just say, I did send this to the ARPA group that's helping us with that part of the project.
Okay.
So if there's anything that they want me to contract or going forward, then at least they're aware of it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That was too easy. I kind of feel bad not questioning you or something, so you better run.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, do we have any unfinished business? New business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
Motion to approve accounts payable pending review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Signing of surplus title, total loss vehicle.
Call this one, but it is a vehicle that was totaled by our insurance from the sheriff's department.
Make a motion to sign the surplus title for the total loss of vehicle.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approval of Eagle Scout project at County Park by young Mr. Landwehr.
So I'd like to introduce my son Zachary. He's an Eagle Scout at Troop 6 here in Jefferson City, Immaculate Conception, and working towards the rank of Eagle Scout. And y'all may know that kind of the last phase of that is doing a significant project to benefit his community, and he's working on something out at County Park. So if you'd like to explain how you got to here. And
So my dad had actually told me that I should do this as my project, and
suggested.
And Tom Piper, he had passed away, and he wanted a memorial tree and bench at the park. And I thought that I could honor him and add it to my project to add more significance and importance to it. So for my project, I'll just be planting and redoing the entrance area of the parking lot that was recently put in. There will be a bench facing the lake so you can look at it. And I've already met with the Parks Committee. They approved of it, and I've met with Kevin Bishop with the help of Cole County Parks Department.
So
I think that's about it.
that's about it. So
Yeah.
basically, you just need to get approval from the county commission. So the way it works, the county, Cole County is the beneficiary of the project, so they have to actually approve it. Tonight, he goes before a project review board for the district, and they'll look at it and give their blessing, and then he's free to start again on the project, but we needed the county commission to approve and sign. So that's what he's here today for.
Speaking for the Parks Committee, since I serve on it for the commission, Zachary came to the latest meeting, was it a week ago? Out at County Park, and so we had a pretty thorough explanation of what's going to happen, much more detailed than what we have today. The committee unanimously approved it. It'll be a great thing, and just the added issue is the loss of Tom Piper, who was the chair of the Parks Committee for
About 5 years or so.
5
but
years,
he-
served on it for a lot longer than that, and he always wanted, at the end of his term at some point, he wanted the recognition or desired the recognition, and this fits in perfectly well with that. And with respect to the financing of this, it's up to the Eagle Scout applicant to make that happen too. Is that right?
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about maybe where some of the funds may come from?
So, for the bench and tree, there was a fund that they collected at the funeral. It was about $700, and we'll put that towards the tree
Or
and,
the bench, probably.
and bench, yeah. But it will cost more than that, but I will do other fundraising. And also, most of my materials, like the concrete and mulch, I'm hoping to get that donated and the equipment to pour the concrete and lay the mulch and all the tools necessary.
There are some friends of Tom Piper who want to cover the cost of the tree, so that will save you some money there, so you can use that for the bench or whatever. But they'll be getting in touch with you.
Alrighty.
He may be asking you all for a donation.
Wait till the fair's over, right?
Yeah.
Tight.
See how much country ham.
So much ham we get.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he, like I said, he's got that form to sign, for Sam to sign, and then he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the request by Zachary Landwehr on his Eagle Scout project at County Park.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And you're the second, your older brother also was an Eagle Scout, so that's.
It's gonna dress it up a little bit more out there. It's really
Yeah.
nice, all the work that's been done out there, so appreciated, and it's a nice little tribute, so, nice job.
And you've grown up a lot since last time.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the RN position open.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you know, we have been trying to fill our immunization coordinator for a few months. Last person left in August, or in April, and we've been trying to fill it since then. We've just been struggling a little bit with the salary, and I did work with Sheila to do a salary comparison, and she validated my information and found that the average nurse salary in Missouri is about $67,000. This position we have listed at $56,500, and we've had some applicants that when they call and offer them an interview and tell them the salary, they laugh and say, "Is that part-time?" So we've been struggling. We did get a few applicants. We have one that is interested, but it's a pay cut for her. So we wanted to come and talk to you about the salary for that position. And of course, it relates to the other positions too. We have quite a few people. I guess we have 3 staff, that are currently under that statewide average and have some experience with us. And I did send you the sheet that compared what some of the other counties were paying too. And I know that at the beginning of the year, the budget year, we had a merit pool that I used for environmental, but there was a discussion about another pool that was set aside for each fund that would help with adjustments during the year once you did your study and went through HR. So I wanted to talk about that with you today.
I know the nurse that you want to hire is an immunization nurse, which is what we're gonna need.
Right. And yeah, and Jeff did bring up some good points. We emailed back and forth talking about some of our services, and, you know, we're really down to services that either they're core public health services, they're required by a contract, which we get reimbursed for a lot of the nurses' salaries through different contracts, or we bring revenue in, or sometimes all three. The only service that we could think of that we're doing that we're not getting paid for and it's not required by one of our contracts is Chesney is going over and teaching a class at the Pringer Center so those staff can distribute medication to the clients there, and we don't want to cut that for another county office. Other than that, everything that is in our clinic either fits 1 or 2 or 3 of those categories. And the immunization nurse, you know, keeps track of the inventory, does all the ordering, keeps abreast of all the new vaccines, meets with the new vaccine reps. She's on call if something happens with the refrigerators. Thank goodness we have a generator now, but, you know, schedules all the flu clinics with the schools. We even have new schools who want us to come in and do flu clinics this year. I'm sure we'll have some businesses too. So it's a very important position.
So if we did not have this position, where would somebody go to get these services? If we can't fill it at that price, and we just say, you know what, we're not gonna fill this position. Can you go to community health? Can I go to my physician? Can I
I
go
don't
to my
think,
doctor?
yeah, I don't think every physician carries the Vaccines for Children's program through the state, where people who don't have insurance or are underinsured or don't have insurance that covers immunizations, most doctors don't carry those immunizations, so they have to come to us.
We also get a lot of older patients getting pneumonia, shingles vaccines who come to us that says that their doctor's offices don't carry it.
So I'm the same age as older people now, apparently. So where do I go to get my shot at then? Would
Well-
I can't go to my physician and get it
If they don't,
prescribed or
yeah, if they don't
something?
carry it, you could try go into a pharmacy, but it's gonna cost you more. The cheapest place is to come to us.
But we're eating the cost for
No,
somebody
we
else
still
to.
bill insurance for it. And if you don't have insurance, and as an adult, and you come to us to get those vaccines, we have the Adult 317 program through the DHSS that comes from CDC that provides us the vaccine, and we just charge you the administration fee. So we're not eating the cost of those vaccines. We either
Okay.
bill insurance or the state gives them to us for free, and we charge the patient an administration fee.
So I know we had a lot of emails go back and forth last week or for the last 2 weeks, and I was hoping I was still on your Christmas card list. But I was still, we're not looking at just changing this one position. We were looking at doing, was it the 3 nurse positions?
Yeah,
We'd have
well,
to make
I think-
adjustments on more than just one, so it's, I don't know, it was just a little bit hard to swallow, and
I understand, and I understand that it's not realistic for us to come up to the average nurse price in Missouri. That's why I was wanting to give all 6 of them a $5,000 raise. That would bring them closer to being close to the average. But, you know, if we have nurses that we continue to have this nurse turnover, it doesn't just affect that empty position, it puts more burden on all of the nurses, and we can't serve our community as well.
Let's back up to maybe the first, maybe not the first email that you sent, that we found our replacement person, right? And it's slotted at, per the budget, it was slotted at what number?
So in the budget, because of the 4% that was given in January, when that person left, she was making 58,760.
58,750.
760, yes. But typically, I've been instructed that when someone leaves, you don't hire in at the rate that person was making when they left. You go back to the starting salary.
Okay.
So the starting salary for that position is 56,500.
But if that person had not left, that person would be making 58,760.
Correct, plus a $360 a year cell phone stipend,
Okay,
because they are on call for vaccines.
got it. Okay,
So that takes it to like 59,120.
now you have found the replacement person
We hope so,
for
yes.
that budget line,
Mm-hmm,
and that budget line was 58,760.
correct.
But this person would like to be paid more. And what this person
Well-
wants, or what you'd like to be able to pay her is, what's that number?
I was hoping for 61,500.
Okay, 61.5.
Mm-hmm. But we did not talk to her about the 58,760 number because we were under the assumption we had to pay the starting salary, and that's 56,500.
Which is 58,760 minus 4% probably.
Correct,
Right,
56.
okay. Now, so 61.5 gets that person hired. Upsets I shouldn't use that term, upsets. Puts that person paid more than,
Someone who has experience doing a
Okay.
equivalent position.
and to quote, catch up or make up or fill that gap requires raises to 3 people.
I think it would be fair to give raises to the other 5 people.
5. So 5 people five people desire a raise. The health director desires a raise for 5 people because of hire of 1 person.
Well, and because of the market rate of nurses, you know, we have a nurse that's making 60,000 that could have went to Callaway County, and she lives in Callaway County and could have got a job for 65. But because of our dazzling personality, she wants to stay with us, and I want to keep her.
Well, I guess I should be pleased that this person said she would come here for 65, because you might be in here asking for 65 for the other people.
Right.
And we're trying to find different ways to slice the baby here, for lack of a better term. What if it's 58,760 plus a signing bonus to get her there, and then we look at everybody at budget time? And so, too bad, so sad that this person would be making more, several $1,000s more than some of her peer group for the balance of the year.
At 58,760, she'll be making the same as her peer group.
Okay.
But the signing bonus is what makes the difference there. That would be
Right,
more.
exactly, right.
Mhm.
I hesitate to raise a salary for 5 people because a new hire wants to come in at X, and it takes that raise to 5 other people to get them to X or make it comparable.
I agree,
I'm not in
but
favor.
I also think that because the average nurse salary is higher than what several of them are making, it's not just about that one person, it's about retaining the great staff that we already have.
Well, then you should have been here asking for that before the hire came up. I mean, if that was a legitimate.
We've been talking about it
Well,
for,
talking about it, but you
talking about
haven't
since
come here and
April.
asked.
Right.
I want to raise these 5 people now, and we're still looking for an immunization nurse. You found the immunization nurse, and that's setting the bar. And
well, I disagree a little bit because
Okay.
Sheila and I were working on this before we found the person. And I think she actually arrived at the $67,000 average before we found the person. We just
Very
happened
close
to,
to that, has
very
been
close.
validated.
It happened very close together. So it just kind of all came to fruition at the same time.
would we be having this discussion today to raise 5 salaries if you hadn't found this immunization nurse?
Maybe not today, but pretty quick because I jumped through the hoops and I did the salary study and I got the HR person's, blessing. I think that I was getting over the nurse practitioner hurdle and then this was my next one battle at a time.
So if we would offer the 58,000 plus a signing bonus, would she come?
I don't know. We have to ask her. I think that's still a pay cut for her, right?
I'd be accepting a starting salary of 58,760 plus a signing bonus of 2740. If my math is correct, it gets her to 61.5.
And then the other nurses, we would address at budget time?
Yes, or if you get if you can make the case strong enough between now and budget time, you
What
can
would bolster the case that we've already made? What other information do you need?
how many are going to leave if you don't do it? That's the information I'd like to know.
How many are genuinely looking for
Well,
other positions
you know,
and not taking benefits?
if I had do-overs, I probably would have been as rough on the sheriff as I am on you with this jailer issue. Not so much maybe, and maybe that's not fair because the sheriff had multiple vacancies, and he's a 24/7 operation, and they have to be staffed. They just cannot be unstaffed. But then we allowed the change there to drift up all through the ranks, and you're not asking for that,
Right?
which is good. That's my solution to the cure. I could be outvoted 2-1, but the others have positions and the right to express them.
Well, I really want this nurse, so if we could do this, and as Western Commissioner said, then we address the salaries of the others. We're filling your immunization position, which needs to be filled, so.
I don't know, we had a lot of emails going back and forth, and I know you answered a lot of the questions and stuff, but I was still taking the amounts, and I probably kinda did it, I talked to Sheila about it, we did it kinda the same way. I took out the highest salary, the lowest salary, and then I averaged the other 5, and it still came up to around 56,335. I was trying to find ways to maybe make this position worth the 61,000 if we make an adjustment to it, but I don't want it to be a slap in the face to the ones that we have.
Mhm.
I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts to it, and I'm struggling to make the adjustments to all 5 positions.
So
So-
we had a Region F administrators meeting on Friday, so not everyone was there, but most of the administrators. Montauk County has lost 2 nurses, one who used to work for us, to Centene Corporation in the last 6 months. I know that those positions are different, but they're our competition. They're making lower 70 or higher 70s and low 80s, and they get to work from home. You know, Cap Region,
They
MU.
work from home. How
yeah.
do they give shots from home?
They don't. They're doing case management for people who are released out of the
Well, we're talking
hospital.
about immunizations here, so I kind of saw that as a
Yeah.
different
And like
one.
the
so-
clinic nurses at some of the clinics here in town, it's $68,000 with a $20,000 sign-in bonus, and they get 75% off tuition at Mizzou. It's hard to compete with that.
Have we looked at the other benefit packages? Because we've got a pretty
Insurance.
healthy,
Insurance, I know someone who works for MU Healthcare. Their insurance for their dental, vision, and medical is $40 a month, total. And they
I'm
have a
kind of
401K.
leaving MU as their own little island. I think we probably,
Does that cover their family?
No, that's just an individual.
Right. And here, it's 0 a month, and,
Not, you pay for dental and vision, I don't
No.
know.
all right.
You only pay dental for family, and you pay vision if elected, and it's $8 a check, so it's
So 40 versus
$16
$8.
a month.
That's for family. It's for an individual.
Yeah.
Okay, so $4 a month versus 40 for insurance.
We're competitive on the benefits package, no matter how you look at it, we are competitive.
so we had a lot of the emails going back and forth, Sheila, but I don't know where was your final weigh-in at?
I confirmed and validated Christie's information. It was not just pertinent to clinic nurses, but the majority was clinic nurses, because now hospital nurses are being paid much more. Many are going on the traveling route and whatever. So basically, bottom line, I was able to validate and confirm Christie's information. And with all that being said, I know that we need to fill these positions, and I don't want open positions either. But based on the trickle effect that this causes, I am opposed to making mid-year adjustments just to keep everybody comparable, because then it just snowballs. We're 2 months from budget talks. So, I mean, yes, there are other positions open at the higher rate, but how many of our people are truly looking for those jobs, applying for those jobs, and being offered those jobs? So just because that figure's out there doesn't mean that it realistically is a true competitive rate in all ways.
When
So
we-
I'm the bad guy.
I know, okay. When we look at comparable salaries at hospitals, are we factoring in that those hospital staffed nurses have these varying schedules that,
So that was a clinic nurse.
Clinic, so the clinic is a
hospital,
eight-
they get $3 to $5 more an hour.
if
what-
it's the kind of overnight or
Right.
staggered?
Yeah,
and
I
that
was
kind of
looking
thing?
at the clinics, so
Got it,
those were the
okay.
nurses that work like in the doctor's offices.
Okay, so that's apples to apples. I got it.
As close
we
as,
can
yeah,
get.
exactly, as close as we can get. You know, our nurses might have a little bit more responsibility because we don't have a doctor saying, yep, this is what you do. You know, they have to make a lot of decisions. We have a medical director, but he's not on site, you know. They're still different positions.
Right.
And they have to do, all of them do a contract with DHSS, so they have reporting requirements for that. They don't just work in clinic. Megan has 2 contracts that she helps out with.
Well, we don't really know if our nurses are out looking. at
No, I would have to
positions,
ask them.
'cause you won't know that until they come to you to turn in their resignation.
Right,
So-
unfortunately.
So, but right now, I would just like to address the immunization nurse and bring her on, and then,
And I realize we're 2 months from budget talks, but new salaries don't take effect till almost February.
That's true. But we also have 4-day work weeks, so there's additional
No,
perks.
no,
It
they work
kinda
5
is-
days a week. They work 4 9s and a 4.
Okay,
They still work 40 hours and they still work 5 days a week.
okay.
You said 4 days in a what?
4 9s and a 4, so they still
Okay.
get their 40 hours.
All right.
I just,
Well, let me just put it out there and see what happens. I'll make a motion to offer the position to the interested party, the immunization coordinator nurse position at $58,760 and a $2,740 signing bonus.
and I'll second that. more discussion, it's,
No, but I've kind of put, kind of where I'm out there on it, it's just, I don't think necessarily having to fill this position is gonna have a big impact. I just, if it's that important, then the state should be sending us more money to make sure we can afford these positions. Because that's basically why we have our LPHA, right? I mean, it's a
Yeah,
state deal.
right.
We're
And-
trying to help them out.
Well, and right now, we're doing a huge foundational public health services cost analysis where we're showing them exactly how many positions we need and how much it would cost for every LPHA. And then they're gonna take it to the legislators and see if they can get us more core public health funding. I mean, you've heard me say, we're 51st in the nation. But it doesn't start with it doesn't start with DHSS, it starts at the Capitol. And that's where we need to tell them that we need more money for local public health.
I know you emailed till you were blue in the face, probably back and forth, and, I mean, I commend you for fighting for your employees. I'm still where, I think we are competitive. I think we've got a competitive benefits package. If we can't fill it, then maybe we just need to reduce the services, and they can get it somewhere else. It's not like they're losing the service. It can still be gotten. Community Health Center does some of it. So, I'm not gonna beat a dead cat, we'll just,
Okay, I'll call for the question.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
nay.
Yeah, I have Michelle's today.
Thanks for the information, Christie. I know we had a lot of questions and stuff, so I do appreciate it.
Okay, discussion of irrigation system health department.
So back in May, we bid out the irrigation system for the health department and the annex building, and we received the one bid, and it came in way over budget. So we rejected all the bids. After discussion with maintenance and public works, we decided to call around to see if we could get some better quotes. So we called Midmo Irrigation, which is who submitted a bid for us. We called All-in-One Outdoor Solution and Disler Irrigation. Disler Irrigation never got back with us on wanting to see the project. All-in-One did, and their quote was $11,500, and Midmo Irrigation kept their quote the same. And this is just for the health department. So our recommendation is in order to go forward with this project, is to sign a contract with All-in-One for $11,500 to get that project moving.
And the first response that we received an amount was?
It was 21,000, and then if they needed to do boring, it was an additional 6,000. So it was 27,000 was the original
Okay.
bid.
I thought it was 27 and then 6.
Oh, that,
So it made it 33.
33, yes.
And it come down to 6 this last time.
Yes,
But now we have a number of 11.5?
yes, from All-in-One Outdoor Solutions.
Same project.
So
And-
basically rebid it,
We didn't, we just called around because the number was so high, so we wanted to
but
see.
you basically rebid it, kind of, sort of. It wasn't put in the paper, you just made some calls to get a couple of
We-
bids.
To call around, yes.
So,
And if it's under
how
12.
does that work?
If it's under 12, we can call around.
It's under 12?
Yes, and this one was 11.5.
The other bid wasn't under 12?
It wasn't.
So if one of them comes up under 12, then we can say we made calls and
Well, and
did our due
we
diligence?
split the project up too from what you originally bid out, right?
Well, the project was originally split. It was the annex building was the one total, and the health department was one total.
Did we also have this building in the original?
Yes.
And that's not in the play anymore?
No,
Okay.
They were split, but they were both bid together, I guess is
correct.
one way to put it.
They were both in the
but-
same bid, but we bid them,
Yeah.
the building separately to get two different amounts.
They were
Yeah.
bid in combination.
So one of them could have got the health and one could have got courthouse. So,
And since the one came in way over, we were trying to figure out where we fell. So we were trying to get the three. We're hoping to get three. That way we can be like, okay, maybe it is supposed to be the 33,000, 27,000, but we just never got that third person to come and even look at the project.
And basically, that's what the purchasing policy says.
Yes.
Try to solicit 3 if it's under.
Okay. That's what I was just making sure, because you've got one bid that's over 12,000 and one that's under, so if one comes in under 12,000, then we can accept it without doing the formal bidding process,
Yes.
so.
Is this a no-brainer? I mean, somebody once asked for $30,000 plus to do a job, and now somebody wants to do it for 11,500?
Correct. And Kevin met with All-in-One to make sure that we were comparing apples to apples. We wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything with the
Okay.
mid-mow irrigation in their first bid, because their bid didn't really change a whole lot. So Kevin did go out and meet with All-in-One
I walked through it step by step, just like we did, what was that guy?
at the pre-bid meeting with the mid-mow irrigation. So we
And-
very much comparing apples to apples.
Yeah.
What do we have bid for the whole project? The two of them?
What was the budget? I can't remember.
Remember right offhand?
6,500, I think is what I put in there.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then,
The health department was 11,500, is what we had in the budget.
The number I recall for this building seemed extraordinarily high for the little grass that we have.
were gonna do sprinkler system and all new sod out front.
Okay.
Price. We were gonna tear up all the grass out front, put the sprinkler system in, and then put sod, good sod back in, so we had a nice looking lawn.
Right. I want to make a motion to accept the $11,500 all-in-one quote to do the irrigation system at the health
Health department.
department location.
Yes.
Second?
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Acceptance of 2024 Firehouse Sub Public Safety Grant for EMS ballistic vests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is a grant award from Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the amount of $22,852 to replace our ballistic protection. If you recall, 5+ years ago, we were awarded the initial grant to purchase the current protection that we have. Those plates are end of life, so they were on a 5-year life cycle. So we've been exploring ways to replace those. We did reach out to Firehouse again, and they were able to fund this project. So the good news is the plates that we have spec'd and are included in this are 10-year plates, and the vests that we will be obtaining have a little bit more protection to them. Still not sure. There's two procurement options that the foundation uses. One, they will make the purchase directly and then send the products to us. The other is that we will make the purchase and they will reimburse us. But they will not tell us which way they want to go until we've accepted the award. So there's no paperwork today. All I need is a motion to accept the award. There is no cost to the county. And this makes us 1-for-1 on the partnership with Lexipol that they entered into with us to write grants. So a good outcome on many fronts. Happy to answer any questions.
I think it's wonderful. As you said, it's the second time they've given us a grant for this, so I publicly want to thank Firehouse Subs for doing this. And
Do these things come with a little tag that said compliments of Firehouse Sub?
There is some wording in here that does like us to tag them. However, given the nature of the equipment, that warrants further discussion on whether they want that or not.
Okay. Well, they should get credit for doing it.
Yes, so I do have a press release ready to go that we've been working with their team to get ready, but we just wanted to make sure that it was accepted before we start pushing this out. And then we'll also do some PR with the local establishment to thank them for their donation.
Maybe you need to park an ambulance out there and then maybe make chocolate shakes or something
Yeah,
for them.
something like that.
Right.
Maybe with our Toys for Tots
Yep.
drive,
Uh-huh.
we
Yeah,
might
great.
include that location.
Absolutely.
Next staff meeting, we'll have Firehouse Subs. So.
Yeah.
Well, I've used them for my National Guard lunches, just again, because of the fact they had supported us, so I think this is wonderful.
Yep.
I'll send them one of my famous thank you notes as well.
Sounds good.
I don't know if you caught it, but these are 10-year life vests.
Yes.
So they get a little more time out of it.
Correct.
If you want to test the old ones, see if they still work, Sam, we
I-
volunteered you to.
No, yeah, no.
Okay. I didn't think so either, but,
No.
so. Do we just need to,
I just need a motion to accept it.
and either procurement is
Yeah, either,
okay.
yeah, I would assume that we're okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just work that out.
Yep, I'll make a motion to accept the 2024 Firehouse Subs Public Safety Grant for the EMS ballistic vests.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you to Firehouse Subs.
Yes.
Continued support.
Yes.
It's a shame we have to worry about ballistic vests for EMS guys, but
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but as we know, the way of the world, those incidents are very real, and you know, time matters, and if those events were to occur, in order to save lives, we need to be in an area that is hazardous. We know that waiting on the outside is not where we need to be. So having this sort of equipment seems like a far reach for an EMS agency, but it is a very real reality based on what we see across the country.
Would you hazard a guess of the 15,000 calls a year, or am I in the neighborhood for that?
Yeah, 13,000.
13,500 calls a year?
Yeah.
What percent of them end up with somebody wearing a vest?
Yeah, so we do, you know, without getting into operational specifics, probably about 25 calls a year where crews are required to utilize this type of equipment.
So a couple a month.
Mhm.
yep, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Approval of audiovisual equipment purchase for 319 Adams Street.
Yeah, so this is just the video conferencing equipment for the offices in the new admin side of the building. It's some video conferencing webcams, some speakers, and just some equipment to make all of that work together. This is not in the scope of the project, so it is in the FF&E budget, and we are planning on having the communications battalion chief install this equipment and manage it. Brian has now seen this quote and has voiced his support. So currently it's two different vendors, one for B&H audio and visual, and that's for $4,796.45. And the other is from Monoprice for $592.55. Normally, these are kind of purchases that we would make in-house, but since it's coming out of capital, we felt that it needed to be on your radar.
Yeah, since Brian said it's okay, and he yelled at you a little bit, so.
Yep.
That was even better. So, very good. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the audio-visual equipment for 319 Adams with B&H for $47.96 and 45 cents, and then with Monoprice for $592.55.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Are we still
Thanks.
looking for October for completion?
Yes, we had a project meeting last week. The building is watertight. If you haven't been by, the majority of the exterior finishes are done and complete. The only exterior place that's left open to the elements is in the bay where the bay doors need to go, but those are on order Making very good progress. There was some back and forth about the end of October versus early October based on a couple different timelines. We're pretty confident that it's going to be early October because there shouldn't be a whole lot of slowdown between now and then, since they're all going to be inside finish works. So barring any further rain while they were attempting to pour concrete this morning, I think we should be on time.
It looks good, man, kind of matching the jail's exterior. That looks really good.
I think it's probably turned out better than any of us probably could have hoped for from a visual standpoint. Looks really good.
So, since the completion date is kind of out there already, I had a conversation yesterday where I'm getting the networking equipment quote refreshed, and then I should add that to you later this week.
Okay.
I'd like to get that on the agenda for next week so we can get the equipment ordered and
Sure.
get the services happening, so.
Yeah, so that was another line in the FF&E budget. As I said, we're still, barring any major surprises, still really good in that budget line. So just working with Brian to get that up, and we'll make sure we get that on the agenda for next week. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we have about 15 minutes before our next discussion.
We have closed sessions.
No, can we do closed session that quickly?
Yeah, Brian's.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri, the commission will go into closed session to discuss the following: existing or proposed security systems under section 610.021 subsection 19, real estate under section 610.021 subsection 2.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Okay.
You're doing him only, right? And us after the 10 o'clock.
Will yours take that long?
Good. We can, I mean.
We'll see. We'll
how long
see
that
how
lasts.
quickly it
Okay.
takes to do this, and then we'll keep an eye